Good afternoon, folks. I'm M.A Jones, and this is the Jones Factor, where not all facts are truths. So, what is the Jones Factor? This channel is dedicated to unlocking the truth that's been hidden in plain sight all around us. The term facts is trending right now. However, are those facts the truth? And is that even important? Yes, because all lies are contingent on the truth. So, who am I? M.A Jones, UK graduate, BA in secondary education, emphasis in history, minor in political science, current business owner, and the author of Gemini Bleed, Book 1, Politics and Religion. It's my authorial debut, opening up the truth, getting people awake to think from a different perspective than what American society and any society or economy would have you think. If you're interested in checking it out, check the link in the description box for more information and more details. Now you know who I am. Now you know what Jones Factor is about. Let's dig in. One common fact that's taken as truth is that the United States today is a democratic republic or a democracy. However, in 1871, under the Act of 1871, the United States gave up its sovereignty and became a corporation. In fact, the United States, if you were born here after 1871, you are not a member of a nation. You're the member of a corporation. According to nationallibertyalliance.org, since 1871, the United States President and the United States Congress have been playing politics under a different set of rules and policies. The American people do not know that there are two constitutions in the United States. The first penned by the leaders of the newly independent states of the United States in 1776. On July 4th, 1776, the people claimed their independence from Britain and democracy was born. And for about 95 years, the United States people were free and independent. That freedom ended in 1871 when the original all lowercase Constitution of the United States of America was changed to the all caps the Constitution of the United States of America. The Congress realized that the country was in dire financial straits, so they made a financial deal with international bankers, in those days the Rothschilds of London, thereby incurring a debt to said bankers. The United States of America has an army, has a navy, has an air force, has the constitutional right before 1871 to print and coin its own money. However, with the Act of 1871, as I just read, we became a corporation indebted to the international bankers led by the Rothschilds. From that point on, we incurred the status of a corporation. So, the conniving international bankers were not about to lend the floundering nation any money without some serious stipulations. So they devised a way of taking back control of the United States, and thus the Act of 1871 was passed with no constitutional authority to do so. Congress created a separate form of government for the District of Columbia. That's why citizens of D.C. do not have a state representative. That's why they have no voice in Congress or the Senate. However, as Jones Factor gets heated up, the rabbit hole will get deeper, and we will discuss that in a later video. Moving forward, with the passage of the Act of 1871, a state within a state called the District of Columbia, located on 10 square miles of land in the heart of Washington, was formed with its own flag and its own independent constitutions, the United States secret second constitution. The flag of Washington's District of Columbia has 3 red stars, each symbolizing a city-state within the 3-city empire. The 3-city empire consists of Washington, D.C., London, and Vatican City. London is the corporate center of the three city-states and controls the world economically. Washington's District of Columbia city-state is in charge of the military, and the Vatican controls it, all under the guise of spiritual guidance. Although geographically separate, the city-states of London, the Vatican, and the District of Columbia are interlocking empire called Empire of the City. This is information that you can fact check, attempt to debunk if you would like. And again, this information that I just read comes from the National Liberty Alliance.org. You can look this information yourself. All you have to do is type in the two constitutions. Once we became a corporation, how do corporations operate? How do corporations elect their officials? Do they allow outside sources to vote for CEOs, CFOs, for upper management, middle manager, direct management? Or is it all in-house? Which brings us to our second truth, quote unquote, or our second fact, quote unquote, that the United States is a democracy. After 1871, the Electoral College has elected every president of the United States. After 1871, we were no longer, or rather you were no longer an independent sovereign. You gave up sovereignty to borrow money from a private bank at interest, which is just an insane concept for any sovereign nation, that the Constitution allows it to print and coin its own money without interest. The rabbit hole gets deeper. We will have plenty of time here on the Jones Factor to examine each of these things in greater detail, as well as many other common facts that are misconstrued as truth. We have to share new facts and stop clinging to accepted truths. Facts taken out of context is the foundation of manipulation. If you were born after 1871, you were not born into a democratic democracy. Think about what you were born into. What is the United States? If it's a corporation, and there's plenty of information, all you have to do is look up the Act of 1871. Don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself. Open your brain. I hope this jars a few people. I hope a few people get upset. Because when people get angry, they look for answers and they take action. This is the Jones Factor. This is just the beginning. Wake up. Think outside of the box. What is life on Earth? What is the United States? I just explained it to you. I want you to think about it yourself. I want it to be your idea that you think of what the United States of America is. I want you to think of the implications that your government is a corporation and it forfeited democracy. Happy Independence Day, America. It lasted less than 100 years, 95 years, from 1776 to 1871. You were independent. What are you today? Jones Factor.